Hi, I'm Dave Boonshoft. I'm the president of Aguilar Amplification. I'm here at Belfield Music in Australia. This is my first time to Australia. I'm having a great time. And I'd like to tell you about Aguilar and present some of the products that are available at Belfield Music. We're going into our 25th year of making electronic products for bass players. Now, electronic products is not just amplifiers and speaker cabinets, it's also effects pedals and pickups. Everything we do is about the bass player. We use inspired engineering to create great tools for musicians. Honestly, we have the easy part. We have to create inspired tools. You get to make the music. So without any further ado, I'm going to talk to you about the Aguilar products that we have here next to me. The first product I want to talk to you about is the Aguilar Tonehammer 500. This is 500 watts measured continuous. And that's a very important specification, that it's measured continuous. Some companies might use peak measurements or average measurements. Continuous means you get a real 500 watt head. It's very loud, it's super lightweight. It weighs about 4 pounds. I don't know how many kilograms that is, but you can easily convert that and then you'll know. It has a drive control for adding extra grit and harmonic complexity, sweepable mid-range frequency and level, effects loop, and a very good DI that you can run either pre or post EQ. That's the Tonehammer 500. Now in this line, we also make a 350, which is this amplifier right here, even smaller and lighter. The only difference is it has a lower output and doesn't have an effects loop. Fits right in your gig bag pocket. We also make a Tonehammer 700, which is not pictured here, but as you might expect, is 700 watts. And again, 700 watts measured continuous. It's a very loud amp, and it features the same front panel and preamp as the Tonehammer 500. Now, the Tonehammer series are designed for a player who wants a lot of, when we say harmonic complexity, what we're really talking about is things that sound like tubes. It's distortion, but not distortion as in overdrive. It's harmonic complexity. When you play through a good tube amp, you hear the even overtones. You hear an emphasis on the thirds and the fifths. That's what makes a tube amp sound warm and alive. Even though these amps don't have any tubes, they're transistor heads, we've engineered in the proper harmonic complexity to have that girth, weight, and identity. So that's the Tonehammer line of amplifiers. This amplifier over here has a different design. It's the AG700. This amplifier is designed to have the biggest, openest. See, it's the biggest and openest. That's how we talk in America. It's the biggest, the openest, and it's the highest headroom. So this is for a player who wants a super clean bass amp. Now that doesn't mean it's devoid of overtones and harmonic complexity, but it has a different character. This amp has a bright switch and a deep switch and a separate low and high mids. AG700, also available here at Belfield Music. We have two lines of speaker cabinets, and they're designed to be different. As you might notice, you might say, well, they have the Tonehammer line of amplifiers. It sounds one way. The AG sounds a different way. And that's because not everybody wants the same thing. We all want great musical tools, but you have a choice in the Aguilar line as far as what suits you. The DB series is shown here. This is an amp in our Boss Tweed finish, a cabinet in our Boss Tweed finish. We also make a brown finish we call Chocolate Thunder. That's kind of an inside joke. We have Monster Green. We have White Hot, which is a beautiful white cabinet, and Classic Black. We make this series in a 210, which is what this cabinet is, 410, 112, 212, and an 810. It's a very stiff cabinet, and it's designed to have a slightly forward mid-range. This uses 13-ply Baltic ceramic drivers. It's not light, but it's going to give you a great stage presence and cut through the band. You're going to feel like you have your extended low end, and the mid-range is going to come right up to it. That's going to give you a great presence and a great sound. That's the DB series of cabinets. Again, this is the DB210. On my right are a couple examples from the SL series. SL stands for super light. It may stand for Steve Lane. We don't know. Very lightweight cabinet, uses neodymium drivers, and also has a tweeter with a variable tweeter control. This one on top is the SL112. One of these is great for a small gig, rehearsal. You get two, you can do any kind of gig. So it's very portable, modular, very lightweight cabinet. This cabinet weighs about 25 pounds. So again, you can do the math and have the conversion into kilograms. Below it is the SL115, which is new from this past year. Uses a great heavyweight driver. It's great for extended low end, extended low mids. The SL115. Behind me is the SL410. So we have the complete range in the SL line, in the super light line. We also make a 212 in the SL line. So the two lines of cabinets are the DB series and the SL series. To my left, we have these little boxes in different colors. You know, at Aguilar, we make everything in the signal chain except for the bass. We're not woodworkers. We're electronics people, and we're focused only on bass players. This is a great compressor. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about each pedal. Whenever we design something, we try to think, what could be done better? What does a bass player really need, and how can we get there? An example of this is we felt that a lot of compressors that you could put on your pedal board didn't offer enough flexibility on the ratio or the slope. This one goes all the way to infinity. Now the reason why that's important to bass players is it'll also make a great peak limiter, which is really what you need when you're slapping or playing a very hard style. You don't want to just compress, you want to have the ability to peak limit. The filter twin has two filters that you can blend. One sweeps up and one sweeps down. Usually with the envelope follower, which is what this is, you're only going to get the upsweep, and you can do the bootsy sound. This has also the downsweep, and you can get a great vocal quality by blending the upsweep and the downsweep. The aggro pedal is saturation, pure and simple, has presence and contour controls, so you can flatten out the mid-range or create a high-end peak for intelligibility. The Optimizer has a sweepable 6-pole filter and a tilt EQ for the clean tone. Very flexible, very funky sounding. You can get everything from a thick dubby sound to a synthesizer sound. Over here is the Tonehammer Preamp DI. A very flexible EQ. You have sweepable mids, pre and post, ground lift. This is the AGS button. This is adaptive gain shaping. It adds distortion, harmonic complexity, and this pedal actually has enough output to drive a power amp directly. Great tool for recording or for live use. If you're working with in-ears, it's a great way to get your sound into the house. Now, I don't have any pickups to show you, but Aguilar has a full line of pickups, and you'll be able to get them at Belfield Music. We make everything from traditional P-bass and jazz bass pickups, hum-canceling jazz bass pickups, soap bars of every type and description, and they're very well balanced, we're very detail oriented in how we design and build the pickups. So look for Aguilar pickups here at Belfield Music. Again, only for bass players. Bass is what we know and love, and that's our legacy. So again, thank you for having me here at Belfield, and to CMI and Steve Lane.